that sustain and grow our economy. Mr. Speaker, this Honorable House is right to demand safeguards. National ambition must always be matched by accountability, transparency, and protection of the public interest. The agreement therefore establishes a 7-member board, 3 directors appointed by the Israeli National Shipping Agency and 4 by the Shihai Group. Crucially, the chairmanship will be nominated by the SLNSC, ensuring Sierra Leonean leadership at the board level. SLNSC will also appoint the Chief Financial Officer and the Company Secretary. Significant financial transactions will require dual signatories, while major decisions, including annual budget, substantial borrowing, major asset transactions, dividend declarations, and senior executive appointment will require board approval under clearly defined procedures. The agreement further provides control over share transfers, preemption and buyout rights, structured dispute resolution and arbitration and mechanisms, and compliance with environmental standards, anti-corruption laws, and recognized principles of corporate governance. These are not decorative provisions. They are practical protections designed to ensure that commercial efficiency does not come at the expense of Sierra Leone's national interest. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me address directly the questions that will concern every citizen. What will this cost the government? The answer is equally direct. This agreement places no immediate financial burden on the state. Government is not required to contribute capital. Government is not required to borrow. Government is not required to provide a sovereign guarantee, and government is not required to assume contingent liabilities. Neither the government nor the Ministry of Finance is obliged to provide financial support unless such support is separately authorized in accordance with the Constitution and the Public Financial Management Act. The investor assumes the commercial risk. Sierra Leone retains the opportunity to benefit through jobs, taxes, dividends, technology transfer, institutional development, and wider economic growth. Honorable members, this is not public debt disguised as investment. It is a commercially structured partnership that seeks to mobilize private capital in support of a strategic national objective. Mr. Speaker, the true importance of this agreement cannot be measured only in ships, cargo, or balanced ships. It will create employment for Sierra Leoneans. It will support technology transfer. It will strengthen our maritime institutions. It will provide investment in the maritime school and help train new generation of Sierra Leonean seafarers, marine engineers, logistics professionals, and shipping managers. It will deepen local participation in international shipping, strengthen the logistics sector, improve government revenues, and raise Sierra Leone's profile within the global maritime industry. This is therefore not simply an investment in vessels. It is an investment in people. It is an investment in skills. It is an investment in national capability. It is an investment in Sierra Leone's long-term economic independence. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, history will not remember us merely for the agreements we debated here. It will remember us for the opportunities we seized or allowed to pass. For too long, Sierra Leone has watched others transfer our exports, carry our imports, and earn the revenues generated by trade through our own shores. We now have before us an opportunity to begin rewriting that story. This agreement does not mortgage our national assets. It does not surrender our sovereignty. It does not ask government to burden future generations with debt. Instead, it combines Sierra Leone's sovereign rights with international capital, technical expertise, and commercial capacity to build a modern national carrier that can compete, create value, and serve the national interest. The choice before this House is therefore clear. We can continue to export our cargo and import our goods while surrendering nearly all the shipping value to foreign operators, or we can take a disciplined, commercially responsible step towards participating in trade that our own economy creates. I firmly believe that this joint venture represents a historic opportunity, an opportunity to restore our maritime presence, build national capacity, create jobs, and secure a stronger economic future for our people. I therefore respectfully call upon our honorable members here across all sides of this aisle to support the ratification of this agreement, not for the benefit of one ministry, one agency, or one administration, but for the enduring benefit of Sierra Leone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let us give Sierra Leone more than a national carrier in law. Let us give our country a national carrier that sails, competes, earns, and carries the hopes of our nation across the world. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, be it resolved that this honorable House hereby ratifies the following agreement which was laid on the table of the House, joint venture agreement between the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency, SLNSA, and Shihai Group Company Limited for the establishment, operation, management, and development of the Sierra Leone Ocean Shipping Company Limited, SLOSCO, for the operationalization of Sierra Leone's national carrier under the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency Act 2025. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Honorable members, the question is that this Honorable House ratifies the following agreement, which was laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 16 July 2026. Joint venture agreement for the operationalization of the national carrier mandate under the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency Act 2025 through the establishment of the Sierra Leone Ocean Shipping Company Limited, dated 16 July 2026. Yes, Honorable Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please be very brief.
I will. It's a mercy for this country. Mr. Speaker, permit me to also extend thanks to.
What's wrong with your mic?
Mr. Speaker, permit me to also extend thanks to the Chief Alhaji Fani Ture Esquire for a job well done. You know, when our learned colleagues take the full job, they most often do what we should do. He has already surmised and summarized what this joint venture agreement is all about. I will hasten to just reiterate some of the benefits that this joint venture will be bringing to Sierra Leone. But before that, I would like to lay the foundation for the edification of Sierra Leoneans that this joint venture primarily will be a relationship between the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency and another company called Shihai Group Company Limited. These two companies will come together to establish a company known as the Sierra Leone Ocean Shipping Company. The primary mandate of this company is going to give Sierra Leone the opportunity for us to have our own national carrier. When we say our national carrier, it's compared to, like we say, we having our own national aircraft. Our national carrier will enable us to have a vessel on the oceans and that vessel will be charged with the responsibility of actually transporting cargo through and through Sierra Leone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the company has a governing body, like succinctly put by the honorable minister. There is going to be a board of this company. The board is going to comprise of 7 members. 3 of those members will be nominated by or appointed by the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency, and 4 of the other members will be appointed by the other partner. Further to that, even the appointment of the CEO, the deputy CEO, the finance officer, and the deputy, those responsibilities has been properly laid out. The chief executive officer and its deputy will be appointed by the Share Group Company, and the chief finance officer will be appointed by the Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency. And you actually look at what this agreement will be bringing to Sierra Leone, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. We've been saying we want jobs, and His Excellency the President has promised Sierra Leone that within this time bracket, I will be providing X amount of jobs. This is one such opportunity. With this ratification, this company, that is the Sierra Leone Ocean Shipping Company, which will be the joint venture company between these other 2 companies, Sierra Leone Shipping Agency and the group, has a huge potential of having in excess of 300 to 400 or 500 Sierra Leoneans being employed on this company. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it has a huge potential of us retaining our much needed foreign currency. Before now, Mr. Speaker, foreign currencies that used to come within the marine sector used to be owned by carriers that were owned by foreign companies. Because we are going to own our own national company, we will be retaining a huge chunk of these foreign reserves, these foreign currencies, and those foreign currencies will be retained within the Sierra Leonean economy. Another third advantage that this joint venture agreement will be bringing to Sierra Leone is the fact that it will generate the much needed resources that this nation needs. I mean, this company will be paying taxes. I mean, there will be a clear revenue stream that this company will definitely bring to the Republic of Sierra Leone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this company the shares of this company will be distributed first. The Sierra Leone National Shipping Authority Agency will have 30%, and the Shihan Group will have 70%. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, all of these activities is going to be of no cost to the government of Sierra Leone. The government and the people of Sierra Leone will benefit hugely with no cost. The Ministry of Finance, all ministries, departments of agency are insulated of either providing or guaranteeing any debt or even issuing a sovereign guarantee. Meaning the financial resources for the sustenance of this company is going to be borne predominantly by the second party, call it Party B in joint venture. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, without much ado, the legal framework is well laid down. The laws governing these companies are going to be the laws of Sierra Leone, unless otherwise will be actually referred to arbitration. Without much ado, it's a non-contentious agreement that will bring in much benefit to Sierra Leone. I beseech you all to still pass this agreement so that the benefits that are enormous will be enjoyed by the people of Sierra Leone.
Yes, Honorable Tambakeli. After Honorable Tambakeli.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. First and foremost, let me thank the Minister for the innovative idea of having Sierra Leone to have its own national shipping company, so that we can have control over the exportation and importation of items into our country. And for all the advantages my learned friend has pointed out, I have just one concern, Mr. Speaker. Fact, the shareholding is my main concern. Sierra Leone National Shipping Agency is already an existing entity. It has what we call goodwill. In all commercial transactions, the goodwill is a significant asset. How was that goodwill valued? Does that 30% reflect the goodwill, the expertise, everything that has been gathered by the Sierra Leone National Shipping Company over the years? Mr. Speaker, you recall when the finance minister was there with us, he floated the idea of us having significant control over our own resources, like it used to be in the days of NDMC. I come from Kono. You recall that NDMC had 49%, the government of Sierra Leone had 51%. The company did not abandon Kono to say, oh, no, this is not good for us. In fact, they intensified mining operations. So, in other words, Mr. Minister, much as I applaud his effort and I thank you for that, consideration should be given to upping the shareholding of Sierra Leone, taking into account that the Sierra Leone National Shipping Company is an existing entity and it has goodwill. Goodwill in every commercial transaction is a significant factor. So with that said, Mr. Speaker, I do commend, and again I end by thanking the Minister, but please give consideration to increasing the shareholding of Sierra Leone. I mean, the Minister of Finance is thinking, he has innovative ideas, and I pray he's able to effectuate and actualize those ideas so that we have finally control over our own resources. If you come with your capital, you want to invest, you want to mine our rutile, etc. Well, fine, we don't have the money, but the rutile itself, that asset we have, should be a significant factor in determining the shareholding. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The leader of the opposition.
You know that constituency. You Williams W. No get constituency.
If I have my way, if some don't declare my throne, I will tell it. For two reasons. One, for information, and for the information of the public. The Parliamentary Christian Fellowship, which you formed, is your aim.
We have to send it
has asked. Has asked. The egg has asked.
That's a very good legacy.
And when we saw the chick, it's a chick of an eagle. And in less than 1 year, that eagle is now king of the sky. It is your baby, and it's the fastest growing Christian group in Sierra Leone right now.
Amen.
Amen. As a man of the spirit.
Amen.
God bless you. God is telling me something about you. He says he so commends you so much by establishing his altar in this law-making institution. And he is about to overbless you to the extent that not only to bless you, but he wants to bless all those who bless you. And he wants to curse all those who curse you. That's the extent of the blessing in package for you. Anybody who bless you will be blessed.
Amen.
Anybody who curse you will be cursed.
Amen. That's a very good one today.
But that's one more thing you need to do. That's one I will tell you private. Just do one more thing, and then that blessing will come.
And for information, by the grace of God, by His mercies, I'm to minister tomorrow. I will minister tomorrow at that Parliamentary Christian Fellowship for about 20 minutes. And the topic is when heaven signs your receipt. When heaven signs the receipt. So I invite all of you tomorrow, be you Christian or Muslim, please just come and listen. Just listen. When heaven signs the receipt, what will it look like? I would just like it to one. We are all above 30 years here. How did you feel at the 11 years work? At the end of the 11 years work, how did you feel when former president and former president Tijankaba announced in just 3 words, the war is over. The war is over. How do you feel? From your panic, from your fear. Now the president has announced the war is over. Come tomorrow. You will see similar pronouncements on your behalf. On that note, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this document before us is a very good one.
Don't allow business to be that's not how let we allow business.
Most times, I have a challenge right now. For one of the churches I represent as the legal advisor. Some of those so-called international funders, donors, intend to lease their school for them to operate it from the local church in exchange for $7,000 every year. So why did they think that the local school, the local church of which under which the school operates cannot or should not operate their own school? Why should we take it and you operate it for them? So joint venture is something like an alternative to absolute lease. When you enter into joint venture, you come, but you will not be paid behind. Wherever you go, I go. Whatever you say, I say. Whatever decision you take, I will take. So I will not be disadvantaged at any stage. Thank you, Mr. Minister, for ensuring that in this particular venture, government and the people of Sierra Leone will not be disadvantaged at any stage. We will have a say. That's the rationale of joint venture. I will not let you alone do it. Let us do it. Let us do it. And in this one, the selection agency is party A, and then the Chinese company, which is difficult to pronounce, is party B, and then they all come together now and form a new company. They are one party to that company. That company is now called Sierra Leone Ocean Shipping Company. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, this joint venture is for 25 years. It's for 25 years, but it's subject to renewal of 5 years, and the option of the parties, meaning it is not by force. Once we approve today, 25 years is certain, except if there's a material breach, the termination may come in. But in the absence of a material breach, 25 years, sure. After 25 years, at the option of the parties, you can renew 5 years. Which is standard. It is not strange. It is not strange. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the shares between those joint venture companies on the Sierra Leone side is 30%.
on the company on the foreign company side, the Chinese is 70%. Sometimes when as I read that one, I became a little bit dissatisfied. But that is 70. I'm not an expert, but I know marine resources is great. It's great. And I even saw the notion of possibility of oil exploration. I saw something there, something touching on oil in our marine world. I don't know if I'm correct, but Mr. Minister, in your response, please clarify that. So I saw something circling around oil, exploration of oil. Of course, fish industry, that's strong, but I saw something on oil. So just that 70, well, that's been done. And you know, my incapacity, and when I say I mean Parliament, my incapacity to change it has never satisfied me. That is why I took most of the reluctance to give a say or to have a say on such agreement, because my conscience tells me you can do nothing. It's like your sovereignty. It's a speaker. Honorable members, for this particular one, government can look to the salient side of the agreement. But government is not a real part. You cannot sue government on any breach. Government is not a party. That one, I think, is good. Because somebody tells me, of which I believe, that government is not a good businessman. Government is not a good businessman. What government ought to do is to allow private sector to take over, and then they hold on to monitoring and collection of taxes at all levels, no leakage. The role of government is to identify more tax base, focus on your tax base and collect, and leave the business to private sector. Thank you, Mr. Minister, for proving that government is not a good businessman. It should focus on collecting taxes and looking for other opportunities to broaden the tax base. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when I saw provision under dispute resolution, it refers to an arbitration outside this country, in London. You know what? You know how I feel. So that's that one. I just recall the day I was baptized at the court of appeal. I was baptized, my first baptism. My first baptism, I hated law, I hated practice, I hated everything on that day. We were for the plaintiff. And then later Moses was for the defendant. Before the High Court, presided by Justice Brahma, the issue was, the agreement says, in the event of any dispute, the dispute shall be settled under Chinese law in China. That is all. In the event of any dispute, we shall use Chinese law in China. And then there was a dispute where this defendant owes the plaintiff sums of money, close to $1.5 million. So Brahma, during the trial, established the new owe the plaintiff. The defendant said, yes, I owe 1.5. They say, I want $1.5 million. When were you supposed to pay this money? Just by example, says I was supposed to pay in March, and this is August. You were supposed to pay in March. Yes, I was supposed to pay in March. Well, have you paid? Say, no, I have not paid. But I actually owe you. Nothing is paid. So Grandma goes, true. You owe this back. Why don't you pay? Pay. If you owe it, then pay. So you owe it in our favor. She has always appealed. They appealed on the grounds that the High Court has no jurisdiction to preside over such matter because of the agreements. The agreement says the traditional shall apply, not the law. So in the court of appeal, the appeal was allowed. That was my first baptism. The appeal was allowed, and we failed just because of that provision. So when I saw this one, I was not happy. But can I change it? The answer is no. But why? Under which law? I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, we should have power to adjust in the interest of this country. But if it comes here, I cannot change everything. I'm sorry, I cannot change. I cannot change. If I do something else, I cannot change. But there are other agreements. There are other agreements. I read another, the last one. That one is the best model. If I had my way, I would have said the other 3 agreements include plus this 4. Copy forwarding the 5th one, or the 3, copy the 4th one. We use those models. But the arbitrators, there shall be 3. 3 arbitrators. The 3 arbitrators want to be nominated by one party, they want to be nominated by the other party. And then they say now, the 3rd shall be nominated by a neutral body. A neutral body from anywhere, we don't know. But in the other agreements, it says the first option lies with the 2 parties to agree on the 3rd person. In the event the 2 parties do not agree, then the final one now, without which nobody can appeal, is that the two arbitrators, if you the parties, you have the chance to appoint a 3rd, you cannot, then you appointed me on your behalf, he was appointed on his behalf, we appointed 2 arbitrators, we can appoint a 3rd one. That's fair enough. But for the arbitrators to be appointed by a foreign body from nowhere, from where, I don't know. It may be compromised. Or somebody may have something in mind that has been arranged even before coming here. But can I change it? The answer is no. Mr. Speaker, members. This one is also unacceptable. The provision for tax is also unacceptable. Tax exemptions is also unacceptable. It says when anytime necessary, tax exemptions, government will decide to exempt tax whenever necessary. So meaning, if it is not necessary for the entire term of the joint venture agreement, there is no need. While in others, tax exemption has a caveat. Government allow tax exemptions on certain goods, importation of machinery or others, raw materials and the like, for 3 years. Then after that, you pay. That's fair enough. But to say tax exemptions unlimited, it can be 1 year, it can be 1 day. I will impose tax in the next day. I can impose tax in the next 1 week. Or I can choose not to impose for the entire 25 years. You just leave it open. Can I change it? No. Are you satisfied with that situation? As far as we can do nothing. That is the situation. We can do nothing. But thank God for the others. The others encourage me. But for this one, governments can decide to exempt or impose as and when it thinks necessary. It allows impunity, it allows corruption. I saw 2 provisions here very good. They intend to establish a marine school. That marine school, workers for the company will be trained professionally. And I believe once they are trained professionally, they will work, use their profession for the betterment of the company and by extension the people of this country. That will even minimize expatriate influx into this country. And we as committee, we as parliament, it is our responsibility to make sure this particular provision is enforced. Let that one be established quick. The Marine College be established quick. On that note, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I urge that we approve or ratify these agreements. Although as the situation is, it is very pathetic. I don't know under which law you cannot change, and if you see any problem, it remains that way.